Okay, problem 2. Find the area of the region bounded by cosine and sine 2x. Okay, again, the question already gives you the graph, right? First, what is sine 2x? So sine 2x, when x is 0, it is 0. When x is pi over 4, right? When x is half pi. So sine 2x, right? Sine 2 times half pi, which is just sine pi, right? Which is 0. Okay, so sine 2x, it passes this point, it passes this point. And sine 2x, right? 2 times pi over 4, it is just sine half pi. Okay, it is sine half pi, and it is just 1. So when x is pi over 4, sine 2x is 1. Okay, let's put it here, and then the sine curve should be okay. And for cosine, I think you should be familiar when x is 0, cosine 0 is 1. When x is half pi, cosine half pi is 0. So this will be the cosine. Right? This will be the cosine. Yeah. Right. Then what? So this is sine. Okay, let me use a black line. Okay. So this is sine. Y is equal to sine 2x, and this is cosine. Y is equal to cosine 2x. Sorry, y is equal to cosine x. Right. Then what is the region bounded between them? So this is a region. Okay. And here it's different from question 1 because you can see before this point, cosine x is actually higher than sine 2x. Okay, and after this intersection point, this sine 2x is higher than cosine x. Right? Remember our formula is what? Our formula is, integration. The area is always from left to right. Okay, and use the top function minus the bottom function. Right, that's what we do. But here, before this point, cosine is on the top. Right, after this point, sine 2x is on the top. So you have to, divide the entire region into 2 subregions and get their areas separately, and then sum them up. Okay, so then you must know what's this point, right? And the question is very lenient. It tells you this point is pi over 6. Okay, so before pi over 6, from 0 to pi over 6, you can see actually this cosine is on top and the sine 2x is on the bottom. So it's cosine x minus sine 2x. Okay, that is the first half. Right, that is this part. Right, because now cosine is on the top. It's always top minus bottom, cosine minus sine 2x. Plus, from this point all the way to half pi, now what's on the top? Sine 2x is on the top, and cosine x is on the bottom. So it's just sine 2x minus cosine x dx. Right? Yeah. Which part?
Top, 0 to pi over 2.
No, it's wrong. Because if you just use 0 to pi over 2, you are telling me that this function is always higher than this function, which is not true. Right? This function is only higher than the sine 2x before this point. Okay, after this point, sine 2x is higher and cosine x is lower. So you always use top minus bottom, so you have to divide it into 2 subcases. Okay, and then it's just the integration. Okay, so sine x, what's the derivative? Cosine x, right? So if you integrate cosine x, you will get sine x plus c. Right. Similarly, cosine x, the derivative is negative sine x. So if you integrate sine x, you will get negative cosine x. Okay. So here, if you do the integration, first part, cosine x, what's the integral? It's sine x. Right. What about minus sine 2x? Right. So it should be plus cosine 2x. And then your cosine 2x, if you differentiate it, it will be minus sine 2x times 2. Right. So you have to half that. So it's half cosine 2x. Okay, from 0 to pi over 6. And similarly here, sine 2x, what's the integration? So we've already done it here, right? So it's negative half cosine 2x. And then minus cosine x, so cosine x, the integral is sine x. So it's pi over 6, pi over 2. Then just do the substitution. Right, let's do it. So here it's sine pi over 6 plus half cosine. So pi over 6 times 2 is pi over 3. Right, minus sine 0 plus half cosine 2 times 0 is 0. Okay, so this is the first part. Just do the substitution. Okay, the top minus the bottom. And then plus the second part to do the same thing. So the top, which is negative half cosine 2 times half pi, so it's cosine pi, minus sine half pi. Okay, minus, right, negative half cosine, so now it's pi over 3, minus sine pi over 6. Okay. Then finish the calculation here. Sine pi over 6, it's half. Right, cosine 3 over pi is also half. Right, minus sine 0 is 0, cosine 0 is 1, so minus half. Right, plus here cosine pi is 0, sine half pi is 0. Wait, no, cosine pi is not 0. Cosine pi is negative 1, right, times negative half. So it's positive half, right, minus sine half. Sine half is 1. Okay, then minus, okay, here it's negative cosine pi over 3 is half, right? So it's minus 1 over 4 minus half. So it's just use your calculator. Okay, you should get the answer half. So always remember, whenever you want to get the area, always use the top function minus bottom function. Right? For this specific question, because before this intersection point, one function is over the other. After the intersection point, then the situation is changed. So you have to, right, do two subcases and then combine them.